For many of us, seafood has always felt like a gift from the ocean, something wholesome, light, and full of life. Maybe it's the Sunday crab boil with family, or a quiet dinner of salmon and vegetables after a morning walk. For decades, we've been told fish is one of the healthiest choices we can make. But what if, after 60, some of those same healthy meals were quietly working against you? What if a few bites of the wrong seafood could speed up the very aging process we're trying to slow down? It's not about fear, it's about clarity. Because the truth is, not all seafood is created equal, and the difference between a wise choice and a harmful one can be subtle. Today, we'll uncover what science now calls the ocean's hidden poisons, and, just as importantly, its true medicines. Let's dive in together and see which ones belong on your plate, and which are better left behind. Nutrition can feel like a maze these days, especially when it comes to seafood. One week, experts praise it as the ultimate brain food. The next, headlines warn about mercury, farm pollution, or microplastics. It's no wonder so many people feel unsure about what's truly safe, especially after 60, when every meal matters a little more. The good news is that researchers have been digging deeper, and what they've found is eye-opening. The health impact of seafood depends not just on the type of fish, but where it comes from, how it's raised, and even what it eats. Two fish that look identical on your plate can have completely different effects inside your body. Everything we'll share today comes straight from peer-reviewed medical studies and verified public health data. No rumours, no scare tactics, just clear, science-backed insight to help you make confident, informed choices for your long-term well-being. In this video, we'll take a calm, clear look at the seafoods that matter most after 60. First, we'll uncover 4 common choices that may quietly harm aging joints, memory, and heart health, the ones that seem harmless but can work against you over time. Then, we'll shine a light on 4 remarkable options that support sharper thinking, stronger bones, and a longer, more energetic life. Each one comes with real science and simple, everyday tips you can trust. So stay with me until the end, because we'll reveal the number 1 seafood that may just help you feel 10 years younger. Now, let's start with the ones you'll want to avoid first. 1. Raw oysters from warm waters. For many people, oysters are a symbol of celebration. Maybe it's a coastal vacation or an anniversary dinner with a plate of raw oysters and a squeeze of lemon. But for older adults, that indulgence can come with serious hidden danger. In warm coastal waters, especially along the Gulf and southern Atlantic, a bacteria called Vibrio vulnificus can thrive inside raw oysters. For most young, healthy people, it might cause only mild stomach trouble. But for someone over 60 with a weaker immune system or underlying conditions like diabetes or liver disease, it can quickly turn into a life-threatening blood infection. The bacteria spread fast through the bloodstream, causing fever, chills, and painful skin lesions within hours. One man from South Carolina, a retired banker, nearly lost his life after a single oyster dinner. What started as mild nausea turned into severe fever by midnight, and within a day, he was in the emergency room. Doctors diagnosed him with Vibrio infection, and though he survived, he spent months recovering and lost several toes to the infection. He later said those oysters were the most expensive meal of his life, a hard-earned reminder that even familiar foods can be risky with age. If you love oysters, you don't have to give them up entirely. Cooking kills the bacteria completely. Steaming them for 5 minutes or grilling until the shells open makes them safe to eat. And if you want that same ocean flavour with less risk, try mussels instead. Steamed mussels are rich in zinc and vitamin B12, offering similar nutrition with a fraction of the danger. The key is to savour the sea safely, not to stop enjoying it altogether. 2. King mackerel, high mercury fish. At first glance, a thick mackerel steak looks like the picture of good health, firm, flavorful, and packed with omega-3s. But not all mackerel are equal. King mackerel, often sold fresh along the east coast and Gulf, sits high on the food chain. Over time, it absorbs mercury from the smaller fish it eats, and that mercury builds up in its flesh. When we eat it, especially week after week, that mercury builds up in us too. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because the body clears heavy metals more slowly with age. The result can be subtle but damaging: shakier hands, foggy memory, and slower coordination that can make everyday activities, from buttoning a shirt to driving, harder. Researchers at Harvard found that older adults who ate high mercury fish regularly showed faster cognitive decline compared with those who avoided it. One woman in her 70s, a retired school teacher, learned this the hard way. She grilled king mackerel twice a week for months, believing she was making a heart-healthy choice. When she began forgetting names and dropping objects, her daughter urged her to see a doctor. Blood tests revealed mercury levels more than double the safe limit. With treatment and a change in diet, she improved. But some of the damage couldn't be undone. There's good news, though. You don't have to avoid mackerel altogether. The Atlantic and smaller Spanish varieties have far less mercury and the same beneficial fats. Wild-caught salmon and sardines are even safer and provide brain-protective omega-3s without the toxic load. So the next time you're at the seafood counter, remember, it's not the fish itself that's the problem. It's which one you choose. 3. Imported shrimp from Asia. Shrimp is America's favorite seafood, appearing in everything from pasta dishes to backyard cookouts. But most people don't realize that over 90% of shrimp sold in U.S. grocery stores is imported, often from farms in Southeast Asia. Many of these farms operate under weak or unenforced safety regulations. Shrimp are raised in overcrowded ponds, treated with cocktails of antibiotics and chemicals to control disease. Over time, traces of these substances can remain in the shrimp we buy. For an older body, especially one with a slower liver and kidneys, those residues can strain the system and weaken immune defenses. A few years ago, an independent study tested hundreds of imported shrimp samples and found residues of antibiotics banned in U.S. food production. These chemicals, even at low levels, can disrupt gut health and increase the risk of antibiotic-resistant infections. One veteran in his 60s found this out after months of eating inexpensive imported shrimp as part of his budget-friendly diet. He developed a stubborn skin infection that wouldn't respond to treatment. When doctors discovered traces of antibiotic exposure in his system, they traced the problem back to his seafood source. After he switched to wild-caught American shrimp, his health slowly improved, and he now buys smaller portions of better quality shrimp as an occasional treat. If shrimp is one of your favorite foods, you don't have to give it up. Just be selective. Look for wild-caught Gulf shrimp or Atlantic shrimp on the label. Even frozen versions are safe, clean, and flavorful. They cost more per pound but are far better for your body and the environment. Sometimes, eating well isn't about spending more, it's about spending wisely. 4. Farm-raised tilapia. Tilapia is often marketed as the perfect fish, mild-tasting, affordable, and easy to cook. But most tilapia sold in U.S. supermarkets comes from large-scale farms overseas, where fish are raised in crowded tanks and fed cheap, unnatural diets of corn, soy, and even animal waste. The result is a fish high in omega-6 fats and very low in omega-3s, the opposite of what the body needs for heart and joint health. This imbalance creates chronic inflammation, which scientists now recognize as a root cause of arthritis, Alzheimer's, and heart disease. A well-known study at Wake Forest University found that eating farmed tilapia raised inflammation markers more than eating bacon or hamburgers. For someone managing joint pain or heart concerns, that's a serious red flag. One cardiologist in her late 60s learned this through personal experience. Believing tilapia was a heart-healthy option, she ate it several times a week. Within months, her arthritis worsened to the point she could no longer perform surgery. When she reviewed her diet and saw how much farmed fish she'd been eating, she stopped immediately and switched to wild-caught salmon and Pacific rockfish. Within half a year, her inflammation levels dropped dramatically, and she returned to work part-time, feeling stronger than she had in years. Tilapia doesn't have to disappear from your table, but it's worth knowing where it comes from. If you can, skip imported farmed varieties and choose wild-caught options such as pollock, cod, or rockfish. They offer true omega-3 benefits without the inflammatory baggage. For seniors especially, that one change can mean less joint stiffness, clearer thinking, and more energy for the things that make life enjoyable, from tending the garden to taking that evening stroll. When it comes to seafood, it's not about giving up what you love. It's about learning which choices support your health and which ones quietly chip away at it. Now that we've seen the four you're better off avoiding, let's turn the tide and explore the seafoods that truly nourish the body, the ones that can help you stay strong, clear-minded, and active for years to come. 5. Pacific sardines. Now that we've covered the ones to avoid, let's celebrate the seafoods that can truly help you thrive after 60. The first might surprise you. Humble Pacific sardines. These small, silvery fish are among the most nutrient-dense foods in the ocean. They're loaded with calcium from their soft, edible bones, vitamin D for bone strength, and omega-3s that soothe inflammation and protect your heart. What makes sardines special is how these nutrients work together. Calcium, vitamin D, and healthy fats combine naturally, helping your body absorb and use each one more effectively. Scientists at Stanford studied postmenopausal women and found that those who ate sardines twice a week increased bone density more than those taking supplements alone. Take the story of Frank, a 73-year-old retired postal worker. Years of walking routes left him with aching knees and brittle bones. When his doctor recommended more calcium, he tried sardines instead of pills. After 6 months of making sardine sandwiches for lunch and mixing them into salads, his scans showed a clear improvement in bone strength. His energy returned, and he could enjoy his daily walks again without pain. Sardines are simple to enjoy. Mash them with avocado on toast. Toss them into pasta with lemon and herbs, or eat them straight from the can for an easy snack. Choose wild-caught Pacific sardines packed in olive oil or water. They're affordable, easy to store, and perfect for anyone looking to stay strong and independent well into their later years. 6. Wild-caught Alaskan salmon. Next on the list is a true ocean treasure, wild-caught Alaskan salmon. Its deep red colour comes from astaxanthin, a natural antioxidant that's thousands of times stronger than vitamin C. Unlike farmed salmon, wild Alaskan salmon grows in cold, clean waters, producing rich omega-3 oils that nourish the brain, protect the heart, and keep inflammation under control. Research from Japan followed older adults who ate wild salmon twice a week and found a 40% slower rate of cognitive decline over several years. That's because the nutrients in salmon, especially DHA and astaxanthin, cross the blood-brain barrier and directly protect memory cells from damage. One grandmother, Eleanor, experienced this firsthand, After noticing her memory slipping, her daughter encouraged her to try more wild salmon and fewer processed foods. Within a couple of months, Eleanor felt clearer and more upbeat. She even started teaching her grandchildren how to cook. Baking salmon with a drizzle of olive oil and a squeeze of lemon became their weekend ritual. Her doctor later told her that her lab results looked better than they had in years. For older adults, salmon is one of the easiest health upgrades there is. It cooks quickly, pairs with almost anything, and freezes beautifully. Grill it, bake it, or make salmon patties from canned wild Alaskan varieties. 2 servings a week can make a world of difference for your mood, memory, and mobility, all from one beautiful piece of fish. 7. New Zealand green-lipped mussels. For aching joints and stiff mornings, nature offers a remarkable remedy in the form of New Zealand green-lipped mussels. These mussels contain unique omega-3 compounds called ETAs, short for eicosapentaenoic acids, that calm inflammation far more effectively than standard fish oil. Researchers in Australia studied older adults with arthritis and found that those who took green-lipped mussel extract reported major reductions in pain and improved mobility in just 3 months. Unlike pills that mask pain, these mussels actually help rebuild cartilage and joint tissue. Michael, a retired construction foreman, had nearly given up his morning walks because of knee pain. Surgery seemed inevitable until a friend told him about green-lipped mussels. He ordered them frozen, steamed them with garlic and white wine a few times a week, and within 6 weeks, he could move comfortably again. His doctor noticed measurable improvement in joint flexibility, and Michael cancelled his surgery. He still eats them regularly and says his old knees feel 20 years younger. If you can't find them fresh, look for high-quality frozen versions or reputable supplements labelled New Zealand green-lipped mussel. They're rich in natural glucosamine and chondroitin, the same compounds found in human joint fluid. These mussels may not be as common in American markets yet, but they're worth seeking out. A few servings a week can bring back ease of movement and that priceless feeling of being able to do what you love, whether that's gardening, walking the dog, or playing with your grandkids. 8. Wild Mediterranean octopus. Our final seafood might surprise you. Wild Mediterranean octopus. In many coastal villages of Greece and Italy, seniors who eat octopus regularly stay active and sharp well into their later years. Octopus is rich in taurine, an amino acid that protects the heart and improves circulation, along with copper and B vitamins that support brain function. It also contains peptides that help maintain muscle strength, a key factor in healthy aging. Japanese studies have linked taurine intake with significantly lower rates of heart failure, and Mediterranean research shows that seniors who include octopus in their diets tend to score higher on memory tests and report better overall vitality. Take Dr. Maria, a retired psychiatrist in her 70s. She noticed early memory lapses and fatigue that worried her. A neighbour from Greece introduced her to simple octopus recipes, slow-cooked with tomatoes, olive oil, and herbs. Within months, Maria felt mentally sharper and physically stronger. A year later, her doctor noted improved brain scans and reduced inflammation markers. She now calls octopus her secret brain food. Cooking octopus can sound intimidating, but it's simpler than it seems. Freezing it first helps tenderize the meat, and from there, it can be grilled, stewed, or tossed into a fresh salad. Look for wild-caught Mediterranean octopus at specialty markets or online. It's a powerful, protein-rich food that supports both mind and muscle, making it perfect for anyone determined to stay active and alert as the years go by. The ocean holds more than flavour. it holds answers. These 4 seafoods nourish the body from the inside out, helping older adults maintain strength, clarity, and independence. As we move toward the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on what these choices mean for your future. Because what you put on your plate today can shape how you live tomorrow. The ocean truly holds 2 sides, danger and healing. The difference lies in knowing which is which. After exploring these seafoods, you can see how awareness becomes power. When you choose wisely, you give your body a quiet gift, fewer aches, clearer thoughts, steadier energy. The beauty is that it doesn't take huge changes. Simply switching to wild-caught sources, cooking seafood thoroughly, or reaching for a safer alternative can make an incredible difference. These small steps add up over time, protecting the body that's carried you through so many years of living, working, and caring for others. You've spent a lifetime putting people first. Now, your body deserves that same gentle attention, not out of fear, but respect and love for the life still ahead of you. So tell me, which of these seafoods surprised you the most? Have you tried any of the healthy ones we mentioned, or been shocked to learn about the ones to avoid? I'd love to hear your thoughts, your experiences, or even your favorite seafood recipes down in the comments. Sharing what works for you helps others in this community learn and feel less alone. Thank you for spending these few quiet minutes here, for your curiosity, and for caring enough to listen. After 60, every meal is a message to your future self. May yours say clarity, strength, and peace. Stay curious, stay kind to your body, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for spending this time together. Remember, every small step counts toward a calmer, healthier life. Take care, and I'll see you in